The difference between overweight and obesity actually came about as they started structuring insurance tables. So this has a lot more to do with money than it does to really looking at what's going on with any individual person. So overweight is just this sort of general term that we don't really know what that means. You can feel overweight, you can be overweight, you can not fit onto a table in a certain way. You can be overweight for your profession. You can be overweight for your desired profession. So this is just a number. And many languages don't even have a word for overweight because it didn't really exist as a concept. When people were fat before, when we could look at them and say, that is a fat person, so they would definitely be overweight. That was actually associated in a positive sense with having plenty to eat and prosperity. So it was showed, people would show it off. Like in the early days of American industry when it was bustling, then they actually made fashions to show off how big your belly was, like the special vests and the chains that would go across them, because to have a big belly like that would mean that you were prosperous, and you would be held in high status and high regard for that. And so there were all these big industrial captains and celebrities like Diamond Jim Brady, and the actresses of the day, they were actually very full-figured too and weighed over 200 pounds, because that really showed the prosperity of America, for example, at that time. So they didn't say that it was overweight because it was fashionable to appear in such a way. Overweight may or may not be associated with poor health. We are seeing that it's a lot more associated with poor health right now, but it's not because necessarily that your poor health is caused by your overweight. What really we are seeing is that you're having poor health, and overweight is one of the symptoms. And one of the ways that we know that is many of the time when people lose weight, their health actually doesn't improve. And they don't really understand that. And because of that, they think, okay, well, I'll be well if I just lose weight. The more important thing is to start to think about how we can be well. And when you're well and your homeostasis and your hormones are in balance, then your weight will self-regulate and you will be at the right weight without needing to be on a diet. So we need to focus a little bit more on wellness than we do on weight control in that strict sense, especially if you think that losing weight by itself is going to improve your health. When you change certain habits in your life, you might lose weight, and changing those habits would also give you better health. But you need to understand that just losing the weight alone won't change that. So you need to be eating the right way to have your hormones in balance, and you need to get out of fat accumulating mode.